Hi everybody, so today I am here with the new Huda Icy Nude Full Collection, which I'm going to be trying on for you. I've got 3 looks to show you with this, 2 I've already filmed and 1 I'll be doing with you today in this video. And I've also filmed myself putting on this blush or face gloss on its own completely, so I'll be showing you how this looks on its own with nothing underneath. And I've also got this bronze slash brush shade from Huda, which came with this collection. I've got it in the lightest shade Latte, so I'll be trying that as my bronze slash blush, but I might try a little bit of this face gloss on top so you can see how the 2 look together. And I've also picked up one of the faux fillers. This is the She's Flirty. Really excited when I saw this collection. I love the look of it and I cannot wait to show you all of this. And if you're new on my channel, my name's Hannah. Welcome to my channel. I'm 47, I'm not a professional, just somebody who really loves makeup and beauty. Here on my channel, I like to show you my favourite looks, review the latest products and give you any beauty news you might be interested in. If you think you'd enjoy this sort of content, I would love it so much if you liked and subscribed. It's super helpful to my channel. And if you're already subscribed, welcome back. You know I appreciate you all. And my skin tone, if that's of any use to you with matching up with these colours, I've got fair to light skin with neutral undertones and I've got blue eyes. Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's get on with this video. Starting with the eyeshadow palette. So this, before I do anything actually, I will play you my swatch video of this whole collection. So here's the swatch video. So this cost £62. This features 18 different shades, ultra pigmented shadows and innovative textures. And there's 1 duochrome metallic, there's 1 biodegradable glitter, there's 2 trio chromes, 3 foil shimmers and 11 velvety mattes. So there's a very good sort of selection of different formulas in here. So the ones I probably was the most concerned about, which you can see from the swatch video, was this one, and this one, because they are so crumbly. So I will be actually trying out for my 3rd look on this video today, the 2 here together. So I'm going to try out the real glitter and this really crumbly one. I have already attempted a crumbly one and I found a way to make this work for me. So I will actually play you the videos first of my first 2 looks. So here is look 1. So starting here with Lavish, using the Rapha number 1, building this up and taking it underneath with the Rapha 3, then going in with the deep brown Unapologetic, not the darkest brown, and just lining underneath, then taking Cold Plunge across all of the lid using the Rapha 21, then the NYX Glitter Glue, putting that across with my Zoeva brush. And now you can see here the VVS, look how chunky it is. So I put it on the back of my hand, spread it out, and now it's quite smooth on the back of my hand. So taking some on my hand and now just sort of tapping it and spreading it where I've got the glitter glue, and I'm not getting any fallout. Now I'm taking the Rapha 15 mini to blend it through with a little bit more of Unapologetic, the brown, on my brush. Now taking the Gold Standards, putting that in the corner. Sorry, it's whizzed past there, and I've used the Faux Fur Deep Brown to line underneath and above. Then taking Oneself, using my BK Beauty 207, popping that in the inner corner for a bit of brightness, and also popping this underneath the brow. And that's the finished look with a bit of mascara on. So apart from me looking thoroughly scruffy, I was quite pleased with this look. I think it's a warm alternative for this icy palette that worked really well with no fallout using this method. So as you can see from that video, I used the NYX glitter glue and I actually made that work very well. I didn't get any fallout. I loved that look. So I was able to create an almost sort of warm neutral look. So that shows there's some versatility here with this palette. But now for my second look, I don't use any glitter glue in this one, but I did go in for 2 shimmers. So I'm going to play that one for you now. So here's that clip. Starting look 2 with IDGAF, taking this across the entire lid, so crease, outer V and across the mobile lid using the Rapha number 1, using the Rapha number 3, running the same shade underneath. Then going into Poised and using the Rapha 15 mini to start building up a little bit more depth, taking it underneath as well with the Rapha number 3, taking it the whole way across. And then going into the deeper brown, which is Faux Fur, using the Rapha 15, building that up, and the Rapha 3, but not going all the way across this time. Then using the 1 Self shade and the Rapha number 1 around the edges to soften up. Then back with IDGAF, using a flat brush all over the lid, and then the first sparkle using my finger. This one is not a chunky sparkle. This one is called Platinum, and look how beautiful that one is. Then going into the other sparkle, which is called Iced Out. This one really wowed me. This one also isn't chunky, so the fallout isn't too bad. I absolutely loved this. Look how good that looks. And just blending it out at the top there with a Rapha 15 mini. Showing you here a little bit of fallout I did get though from the Iced Out. Now taking the lightest white Avalanche and into the inner corner and under the brow. Now taking the deepest matte, which is almost a black, I won't say the name, but you can find it in the palette, and lining underneath and above. But I did get quite a bit of fallout from this during the day, so it did drop down onto my cheeks, which was a bit messy. Anyway, here is my final look with mascara on. I have to say, this is definitely my favourite look, and my third look, which I'll be showing you today, I wonder if it can beat this, because I really love these colours. What do you think of this look? And now for my third look. I'm not sure if I can beat my second look because this shade here, which I showed you, absolutely wowed me. But I'm going to go in today for a very similar sort of base, but I'm going to try these two, like I said, and I will definitely be trying the glitter glue to try and make those work because they are quite tricky. So with the Rapha number 1, I'm going to go straight into 1 Self. There is a lot of kickback with all of the mattes in this palette, so you really do need to tap off quite a bit. But once you've done that, it seems to be okay. But as you saw from the end of my last look, I did have quite a bit of fallout from that dark matte, so that's a little bit of a shame. It didn't happen with the dark brown, the one that's slightly lighter. These are the two I'm talking about. So the one in that look that caused me the problem was this one. But this one, when I used it to line, didn't. So I don't know about that. I will try again, but I think I might have to wet the brush today. So all of the mattes that I've worked with so far with all of these looks have worked beautifully, even though when I swatched them, they didn't swatch that well, to be honest. You can probably tell from my swatch video, I was trying to show you how they swatch precisely, so I didn't try to adjust them or anything. You can just see exactly in that swatch video how they swatched, and it is a little bit disappointing when you look at the swatches, the way that the glitters, the chunky finish ones, and the mattes, how all of them actually swatch. So there were a few ones I had concerns with, but so far I think I've used nearly every matte in this palette with no problems whatsoever. They are velvety, they blend very beautifully, so I'm very encouraged so far. I'm going to use the Rapha 3 to take this same shade underneath. So if any of you saw my Lisa Eldridge review yesterday, reviewing all of her lipstick, so I was actually wearing look number 2 in that video, so just in case you're wondering. Now with the Rapha 15 mini, I'm going to go into Poised. So the difference here compared to look 2 is I did use that slightly light pink and then I added Poised. So it's not much of a difference to the base here, but this one is more icy because I'm going to stick with the sort of grey tones. Taking this now into the crease and the outer V and just building up a bit of depth here. Not giving me a lot of depth, but you can see it's giving me a bit more. They actually build together very easily and very nicely. So I'm going to go into this dark shade. This is the She Rich. Hopefully it'll be okay putting it on the eyelid here. I think it was more that I used it as a liner, which I will do again, as I said, but I'm just going to tap this very lightly into this area to build it up. So this will be probably the smokiest look I've tried so far, because I haven't used anything that dark yet in the outer V. You can see how these just build together and melt so easily. And using the Rapha 3, I'm going to take the grey Poised and take this underneath. Back in with the One Self, the light grey, and the Rapha number 1, and just going around the edges to just soften things up a little bit. So now taking the Rapha 21, which is a flat brush, I'm going to go into this shade here, which is the white shade, a white matte called Avalanche. And now I'm going to take this all over the lid. Now this will give you an idea of the sort of look you could create with this if you wanted to actually skip the shimmers, because I quite like this look as it is on its own. Trying to get this white to pop as much as possible, so I'm putting quite a bit on the brush. I'm taking it ever so slightly above to lift the crease and sort of cut it a bit there. So this could be more of a simple icy look just with mattes, a bit of black liner, and this could be a very simple look you could get from this. So that's just an idea and a look I actually really do enjoy. I think it does need the eyeliner and it does need the mascara, but this can look really good. But anyway, I'm going to go in now with the NYX glitter glue. So I'm just taking some of this. Well, I'm actually putting it on my finger, but I'm then going to put it on the back of my hand. You could do this with a palette, obviously, as well. And I've got the Zoeva 238 brush, which is the one I love to use for this sort of thing. I'm just taking a bit of this glitter glue onto this brush. I'm now going to cover the mobile lid with the glitter glue. So the two shades that I think are the most, well, 3 shades I told you the most tricky are these. So these are really sort of loose, chunky glitters. This one is a very fine, sparkly glitter. And if you try to put this on, you probably saw in my swatches, you will not get an even distribution. But if you've got a sort of slightly moist cream base, you can get a much better effect. So that's the one I'm going to put in the inner corner, but I'm going to use this one first. So this one is called Diamond Dew. Now when you touch this, it's almost creamy, but it's chunky creamy. If you're not familiar with this formula, it's extremely unique. But look how chunky and messy that is. So even with glitter glue, I wouldn't just go straight to the eye now. So what I'm doing is what I did in that video, which is putting it on the back of my hand and then working it into my hand so that I've actually got all of those flakes to blend out on my hand first. So this is how it's looking now on the back of my hand, and that is pretty much flake free. It's not guaranteed, but this is the way I like to do this. So now I'm going to take this on and I'm just patting that on. I'm not getting the chunks. And hopefully this means I'm not getting the fallout. I'm certainly not getting the level of fallout I would have got if I'd done this a different way, like if I'd have taken a brush and gone straight onto the eye. Look how effective that is. It's a gorgeous shade when you use it like this. I think a few people are actually put off it. There's just one little bit on my cheek there because it can be so chunky, but this is my method of doing it and I think it works really nicely and you don't have to worry about having chunks on the eyes or falling down the face. I'm doing exactly the same on this side, so I'm just patting it on and it's adhering straight to that glitter glue so quickly. And now with the Rapha 15, I'm just blending this out at the top here, just so that it blends a bit more neatly into these mattes. And I might need to go in with a bit more matte here, which I probably will actually. So I'm going to just sort of dip into the 2 shades I was using, but a bit of both on the brush. And then just go over it there where I just want to keep the depth. And now I'm going to take Bling. So if I show you what this looks like on my finger, again, we've got very chunky glitter. So I'm going to do the same thing actually and put it on the back of my hand just to make sure I don't have too much in the way of chunks. So here it is on the back of my hand. I'm just going to roll it around a little bit so that my finger is fairly full of only smooth glitter, as smooth as it can be. It's a very gritty glitter. And now I'm going to take it into the inner corner and just tap it onto that bit there. By tapping it on, again, it just adheres without me having to rub, and I think that's the best way to sort of manage this this glitter. Now this sort of glitter would work nicely as a topper, but if you're a fan of cream eyeshadows, so you could put down a base, like this one shade from the new Lisa Eldridge cream eyeshadow bases. I really like those matte ones. Like, I'm trying to think what it was called now, but anyway, one of them would look really nice all over the lid with a bit of this glitter across the top. So I have got some glitter moving around my face. I mean, I don't think you can ever work with glitter without getting some, but really the amount on my face is minimal considering I've been working with glitter. Fairly minimal anyway. So now I'm going to go back in with Avalanche, the white matte, using my BK207 brush, BK Beauty, and I'm just popping this white here in the inner corner, and I'm going to slightly bring the white there to come up and meet that grey. I definitely do not want any more shimmer or glitter in this part of my eye. That gives a lovely pop of brightness. It's a really good true white, this matte. I'm also going to take this one under the brow. And now I'm going to line the eyes. So I'm going to wet the brush. I've got a spray here actually, rather than using setting spray. It's one of these. This is the Avene Thermal Spring Water. So it's literally just spraying it with a bit of water. And then I'm going to go straight into the darkest matte, which is called She Rich, the one I use to darken up the sort of outer V area. And I'm hoping, because it's got a wet brush, I won't get that fallout like I did yesterday. So I will put a note now below here letting you know by the time I've edited how it moves, because yesterday it started falling onto the sort of this area here within about an hour or so of me applying. And I'm going to go back in with a little bit of this One Self light grey with the Refa 3 and just slightly run it underneath. So that has just helped to soften and smoke things out a little bit by adding that light grey in there, the one size with the Refa number 3. So that is pretty much the final look. So I'm now going to go off camera and do some mascara so you can see the final eye look. So this is my final look using these very chunky, glittery eyeshadows. I'm quite happy with the amount of fallout I've got considering how messy they are. There is still a little bit, but this is a very high glitter look at the end of the day, so I don't mind a little splash of glitter. I mean, I've got glitter all over my hands, all over my desk, glitter everywhere. I do think my favourite look was look number 2. I knew at the time that couldn't really be beaten. But I do think that this is a real party look, isn't it? I don't think I would use these two together again. I think I'd use one or the other. And the glitter, I would only use a tiny little bit. And I'm not really sure I'd use the glitter a lot because it's quite gritty, quite grainy, and it really does need to go on top of a cream. So I don't know how I would do this unless I was using a cream base, as in an eyeshadow base. So it would be nice for that for sure. But I think just a little pop of glitter there works quite nicely. So that's the way I personally would choose to use it. So I do like this look, but I think I loved 1 and 2 more than this one. Anyway, I'd love to know what your thoughts are on these 3 different looks. But let's move on now to the face gloss. So this one looks very bizarre, doesn't it? It looks, I think it was described as a Petri dish. It looks very strange. So this is one of these PH ones, a lightweight, non-sticky, easy to use face gloss that melts into the skin from a lit from within glow. And it's formulated with these pink pearls. These are highlighting pearls, and each bead bursts with a microfine pink purple, delivering a subtle glow and blend, adjusting to the skin pH for a natural finish. So I'm not going to apply this one. I'm going to show you the clip of me trying this all over. So this is going straight on with no bronzer. Here's that clip. So trying out this face gloss using the 109 BK Beauty brush. This is going straight on top of foundation, not on top of powder. It's going out, blending out, very, very easily. And taking this across the nose for that sort of cold girl icy look. That's about as much as I want to build it up, but it could be built up twice as much as this. I love the glow this gives. I think it's really nice actually. This one did surprise me. So this is how it looks completely on its own with no bronzer. So I think that gave a really nice finish actually. I do like it a lot. So it does give a slightly tacky finish when you've got it like that. So it depends how you feel. It's not very tacky, but it is tacky. Certainly doesn't dry down, so it really is that sort of balm finish. But today what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this new blush in Latte. So this is a launch that came out earlier this year, but Huda has added 2 shades to it, so you can get this one in latte, and then there's one that's deeper, so you can get it for deeper skin tones. So this one is described as a hybrid liquid blush bronzer, giving you high impact. It's lightweight with buildable pigments that melt onto the skin for instantly chiseled cheeks. And these can give you a bronze look all year round. So hopefully these won't be limited edition like the 2 I've just shown you, because the eyeshadow and that face gloss are both limited edition with this release. Also worth mentioning, I didn't say earlier, I'm sure you've heard that this is the last big palette from Huda. How sad is that? I love the Huda palette, so she's not doing another big one apparently. Maybe she'll just be switching to her 9 or changing to maybe a 12, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But the big palettes are formulated in Italy and they are just so beautiful. So I really hope we get Italian formulas and we get lots of eyeshadow options. We're not going to lose eyeshadow. I do not want to accept this eyeshadow is out business, because it's not out as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, let's get straight into this. This is £24. The darker shade is called Coco Loco, by the way. So this one is latte. You get a sort of fruity scent with these. I do really like them. So I'm going to try it in the area where I like blush and just see how I get on. But I don't have bronzer on my cheeks. I've just got a tiny bit of contour lower down. So this is just going directly onto foundation. So I've been relatively generous there. I really need this pop of warmth as well, because my face is looking so pale with this eye look. It needs that pop of warmth, I think. And it's giving that exactly to me. What a very natural flush as well. That really is a lovely colour actually. That is really, really nice. So this is taking a little bit of time, but you can see I did dab both cheeks first and I am not left with 2 dots. So this is a formula that works very, very well. I do really like it. I loved all of the ones that were released that I tried anyway, the shades I tried earlier this year. It's one of the better formulas, I'd say. It gives a lasting finish. It doesn't give a tacky finish either, so you don't need to powder down if you want to keep that sort of glow that it gives you. So this is giving me a bronze glow. It's not a bronze glow I'd want to take up here as a sort of all over bronzer. It's giving you that bronzy blush finish, which I think is really nice, and boy did my cheeks need to be warmed up with such an icy eye look. So that is how latte is looking on me. This could be built up more than this. It is pretty pigmented actually, and I've just had that tiny bit and I'm not adding any more, so you could build this up quite a lot, but I think that is just right for me. And I think it looks like a really natural finish as well, a natural shade, like I have just got sort of flushed from being out in the cold, which really goes well with this icy look. So I think now I'm going to try a little bit of the face gloss just on the sort of top parts here to give myself a little bit more of a glow. Not that I need any more of a glow. A little pop of pink possibly. I don't know if it's going to show up on top of this. I think it is giving me a bit of a pink pop, and I think like yesterday I'm going to do that cold girl effect and take it across here. So there we are, I've topped it with that, and I think they work well together actually. I wasn't actually expecting them to work that well together because it's a blush on top of a blush. But you are getting this sort of natural pink blush and it's giving you that glow. I think you can think of this almost like a highlighter with a pop of pink. I really like that, I really do. I think that's finished the look perfectly. So some people might think this looks very strange, and it absolutely does, but it does the job, and it's quite fun actually. It's a fun, different thing to use, but I think it's really nice. So I'm going to finish now with the Icy Nude Faux Filler. This is the lip gloss. It is £17.50 and you get 3.9 millilitres. It says combine shine and shimmer to get iced out lips. The glossiest gloss is now available in 3 ultra shiny shimmery shades, the OG Faux Filler Gloss, infused with multicoloured microfine pearls for dazzling shine and instantly fuller looking full high shine lips. So this comes in 3 shades. This one is She Flirty, which is a sheer clear iridescent gloss. There's She Glitzy, which is a sheer rose pink gloss, and there's She Fire, a sheer deep brown gloss. So I've got a little bit of a brown liner on my lips, nothing else, and I'm just going to take this now. This has a lovely fruity smell, but it's one of these ones where it sticks when you do this. You see what I mean? It's a little bit too thick and a little bit too gloopy for me. I can just see my lips sticking together as I'm speaking, which is not very nice. So I'm not a massive fan of this formula. Some people love it, I know, but I just find it a little bit too thick and gloopy. And I think I need more colour on the lips. Do you know, from trying the Lisa Eldridge lips yesterday, I've got a feeling the Medici, everyone's told me how to pronounce that now, it's not Medici or Medici, it's Medici, I believe. So I think that one might work. So if you want more details on this lipstick, please go and watch my Lisa Eldridge review, which you'll find here on my channel. I posted it just yesterday. I just think that this is a sort of perfect shade for this sort of look, so I'm going to actually go in with that. Yeah, I think that's much nicer. And now I think I'm going to take the Huda gloss a little bit on top. Tiny layer this time. That is a lot better on top of a lipstick, you know, I'm not getting that gloopy feel, so I think that this is a very nice gloss for a topper gloss. So that's given me the shine to finish off my icy nude look. What do you think? What do you think of this whole collection? My thoughts are, I think this is a super fun palette. It really is. You do need to take some time with working out these sort of glittery shades, but I do think it is really fun and I have enjoyed it, and I don't think you're going to do a look like this and think I can put this together in 2 seconds. This is a party look, although there are plenty of looks you can get from this palette that can be a much more everyday look. You can get very neutral looks actually with lots of these. And if you just wanted to go for one shimmer, you could use this gold or this silver. They're very easy shimmers, these ones. The only other one that's slightly, no, sorry, this pink, I was going to say slightly difficult. This pinky shimmer as well is the only one I didn't try actually. But the 3 of these don't have any fallout, this formula. There they are there. So this pink is Aurora. So you could get a lovely look with Aurora, even with this silver. I love mixing pinks and silvers. So there's so many different options. I think there's at least another 4 or 5 looks I could create that would be all different. So there's multiple possibilities with these, but I think the 3 shades I just showed you would work well as a sort of one and done shimmer, just with a little bit of maybe matte in the crease. And this liner so far is holding up with the wet brush. So I was able to use this as a liner. When I used this brown as a liner, the slightly less dark brown, I didn't have fallout, so it seemed to be this one in particular. I love this white. I think it's perfect for that inner pop. I love how white it is, a true white. And the pink is another option to use instead of the white, which I did for look 2. That works as a nice pop of light as well in the inner corner. So many options with it. It's great fun, and I absolutely loved look 2, as I keep saying. But I really like this look as well. This is something, if I'm wearing a top like this or a dress with these sort of sparkly silver finishes, I would love this sort of look as well. So I'm not unhappy with anything I've tried from this. I've really enjoyed it, but I would be very careful about applying those chunky glitters without a glue, and I would probably apply it with your base not on like I've done, because I do have a bit of sparkle. I mean, I think I've got away with it nicely. I don't feel I'm covered in glitter, but it might just be better not to do it that way because it does carry a bit of a risk. And just before I go, a few people have asked me how this one compares to Pretty Grunge, so I'm going to put them side by side so you can see the difference. But in my opinion, there's quite a big difference. So here they are side by side. Please excuse the state of the mirrors. I'm sure they're going to look awful. But anyway, so here we have the Pretty Grunge. You can see it's just much lighter. We do have a couple of mattes there that are similar, and that's really about it. Maybe that slightly pinky shimmer shade, there is one that's slightly similar. When I say pinky, I meant this one from the Pretty Grunge. So that one is called Stand Up in Pretty Grunge, and these are the 2 from Icy Nude. So they're not matches. So I don't think you can really find an exact match for anything in these 2 actually. I do think they're very different, very different. And obviously with that one we did get the black cream, which was actually very good as a liner. It was an excellent liner. I would have preferred that because I ended up having to make my matte effectively a cream by wetting the brush. But I love this palette actually. But they are very different. I don't think you're going to think you're buying a repeat colour story by any means if you get Icy Nude. I've also got Empowered, but this is even warmer still. Not much point in even comparing them because it is super, super warm. And then I do have the Rose Quartz. And obviously there's not really much in the way of similarities here because it's a rose theme, but it is a cool theme. So you could argue it's got cool tones in the same way. You're just getting rose ones here and you're getting silvery ones here. So very, very different palettes, but very similar sort of formulas. So if you enjoy playing with these sort of formulas, I don't think you'll be disappointed with these ones here in Icy Nude. I think it's a fabulous one. I'm just really sad that this is going to be the last one. I really am. I love playing with new things like this and finding new ways of applying makeup, and I do love the fact you can get so many looks. So I'm really sad about that, and I hope Huda changes her mind and does actually bring them back. Hopefully eyeshadow will be like the biggest thing ever soon and it's going to make a grand comeback. I hope so anyway, because I'm not giving it up, not ever. So I'm going to finish this by giving you the full Icy Nude effect. So there we go. I'm in full Icy Nude mode. I've really enjoyed this. I hope you have too. And if you have, please do like and subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so very much for returning and for being at the end of one of my videos again. I really do appreciate you all so much. And I hope to see you all again for my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.